Imagine a life where you wake up every day with a clear sense of purpose, a heart full of love, and the confidence to face any challenge that comes your way. Picture yourself being the kind of person who not only leads with strength and integrity, but also inspires others to do the same. Sounds empowering, doesn't it? But here's the truth. Most of us get stuck in the chaos of life, distracted by societal expectations, personal doubts, and unfulfilled relationships. What if there was a guide to help you rise above this? A book that doesn't just teach you how to be successful, but shows you how to live as your most authentic and powerful self? That's exactly what The Way of the Superior Man by David Deida offers. It's not just a book. It's a blueprint for any man who wants to master his purpose, relationships, and personal growth. In this video, we're diving deep into the transformative teachings of this modern classic. Whether you're struggling to understand your life's mission, craving a more passionate and fulfilling relationship, or simply searching for a way to align with your true self, this summary will give you actionable insights to implement immediately. So, stick around because by the end of this video, you'll learn how to discover and stay aligned with your life's purpose. Balance the masculine and feminine energies in relationships for deeper connection. Overcome fear and use it as a tool for growth. Harness your sexual energy to fuel creativity and fulfillment. This isn't just another self-help book summary. It's a wake-up call for anyone ready to step into their power. If you're tired of living on autopilot and want to unlock a life filled with purpose, love, and leadership, make sure you watch till the end. And hey, if you're new here, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any of our life-changing content. Let's explore the way of the superior man and start your journey to becoming the best version of yourself. Ready? Let's dive in. Chapter 1. Living with Purpose. Living with purpose is one of the most transformative concepts discussed in this book. It forms the bedrock of what it means to live an empowered, authentic life. Purpose is not just about finding something to do with your time. It is about discovering a deep calling that aligns with your values, passions, and talents, and then dedicating your life to it. The superior man, according to Deida, is someone who is guided and anchored by his purpose, and it influences every aspect of his life, from his relationships to his career, his personal growth, and his contribution to the world. Deida begins by asserting that living a life of purpose is essential for a man to feel complete. Without purpose, a man is like a ship adrift at sea, with no clear direction or destination. This sense of aimlessness leads to frustration, confusion, and a lack of fulfillment. The superior man is someone who has a sense of clarity about what he is meant to do in this world. He does not waste time in aimless pursuits, but instead lives intentionally, making decisions that align with his deeper mission. Purpose is not merely about achieving success or acquiring material possessions. While success and wealth can be a part of a man's journey, they are secondary to the deeper, more profound mission that drives him. Deida highlights that a man's purpose is often tied to something greater than himself, whether it's a calling to serve others, create something meaningful, or contribute to the well-being of society. A man who lives in alignment with his purpose will find a sense of meaning that transcends any external validation. One of the most important steps in living with purpose is finding it in the first place. For many men, this can be one of the hardest challenges they face. In a world filled with distractions and external pressures, it's easy to lose sight of what truly matters. Deida encourages men to ask themselves profound questions. What truly excites me? What am I passionate about? What skills and talents do I have that can serve others? The answers to these questions form the foundation of a man's purpose. However, Deida also emphasizes that purpose is not a static thing. It is not a destination that once reached remains fixed for the rest of a man's life. Purpose evolves as a man grows and experiences new phases of life. The passions and motivations that drive a man at one stage of his life may change as he matures. Deida suggests that a man should regularly reflect on his purpose and be open to change. If you're still living with the same sense of purpose that you had in your 20s, it might be time for a reassessment. Life's journey is not about holding onto an old identity or mission, but about allowing yourself to grow and evolve in alignment with your true self. Once a man has discovered his purpose, the next step is making a commitment to it. Deida warns that many men fail to live with purpose because they lack the courage to prioritize it. The modern world is filled with distractions that can pull a man away from his true path. From career pressures to relationship demands and societal expectations, it's easy to lose sight of what truly matters. However, the superior man does not let these distractions derail him. He understands that his purpose must come first. Making this commitment often requires sacrifices. A man who is fully aligned with his purpose may have to let go of certain comforts or conveniences. This could mean working longer hours to pursue a passion, risking financial stability to start a business, or even ending relationships that no longer serve his higher mission. Deida emphasizes that the commitment to purpose is not an easy one, but it is a necessary one. The superior man doesn't shy away from the challenges that come with living a purpose-driven life. He welcomes them as part of his growth. One of the most powerful aspects of living with purpose is its impact on relationships. Deida argues that a man's purpose should always come before his relationships, not because he is neglecting his partner, but because he needs to be whole in himself in order to fully show up for others. When a man is deeply connected to his purpose, he exudes a sense of confidence, direction, and energy that enhances every aspect of his relationships. The superior man does not enter a relationship to fill a void or seek validation. Instead, he seeks relationships that complement and support his purpose. His partner is someone who encourages him to pursue his mission with all his heart, not someone who distracts or hinders him. The key here is balance. Deida acknowledges that relationships are vital for emotional connection and growth, but he stresses that a man must never lose sight of his higher mission in order to accommodate others. This is not to say that a man should be selfish or neglectful of his partner's needs. Rather, it's about ensuring that his purpose remains central to his life, as it allows him to show up as the best version of himself for his partner. When both partners are aligned with their individual purposes and support each other's growth, the relationship becomes a powerful force for mutual development. However, if a man allows his relationship to overshadow his purpose, both he and his partner may feel resentful or unfulfilled. This can lead to stagnation and disconnection, making it harder for the relationship to thrive. Living with purpose also fosters continuous personal growth. When a man has a clear mission, he is more likely to push himself beyond his comfort zone. Every step toward his purpose is a step towards self-discovery and growth. Purpose forces a man to confront his fears, overcome obstacles, and develop resilience. It challenges him to become the best version of himself. Deida suggests that a man's purpose is deeply intertwined with his personal development. It's not just about achieving success or accumulating wealth, but about constantly evolving as a human being. The superior man is someone who is always striving to improve himself, not just for the sake of his purpose, but for the sake of becoming a better person. Purpose also encourages a man to embrace his unique talents and gifts. In a world that often rewards conformity, the man who lives with purpose is willing to stand apart and pursue his authentic path. This may mean taking risks, facing rejection, or stepping into uncharted territory. But for the superior man, these challenges are part of the journey. The rewards of living with purpose are not just external achievements, but the profound satisfaction of knowing that you are living true to yourself. Another key point Deida makes is that true purpose is often tied to service. The superior man understands that his life is not just about personal success, but about making a positive impact in the world. His purpose involves serving others, whether that's through his work, his relationships, or his contributions to society. Deida argues that when a man's purpose aligns with the greater good, his life becomes a source of inspiration and fulfillment. Living with purpose is not a selfish pursuit. It's a path that benefits both the man and the world around him. When a man serves others, he taps into a deeper sense of meaning and satisfaction. This sense of contribution is what separates the superior man from those who live only for themselves. By serving others, the man not only lives a life of meaning, but also becomes a catalyst for change in the world. In today's fast-paced, distraction-filled world, living with purpose can feel like an uphill battle. There are constant pressures to conform to societal expectations, accumulate wealth, and chase fleeting pleasures. It can be easy to lose track of your deeper calling amidst all the noise. However, Deida encourages men to fight against these distractions and return to what truly matters. He suggests that the world needs men who are grounded in purpose, not just men who are chasing after superficial goals. Living with purpose requires courage, clarity, and commitment. It's not always easy, and it often involves sacrifices. But the rewards are immeasurable. A man who lives with purpose is more connected to himself, more present in his relationships, and more capable of making a positive impact in the world. He is in every sense a superior man. In conclusion, the way of the superior man teaches us that living with purpose is not just an option. It is a necessity for a meaningful and fulfilling life. It provides clarity, direction, and fulfillment, and it is the driving force behind personal and relational growth. The journey to discovering and committing to one's purpose is not easy, but it is the most rewarding pursuit a man can undertake. As Deida reminds us, it is the foundation upon which everything else in life is built. Chapter 2. Embracing Masculine and Feminine Energies. In this section, Deida presents a compelling exploration of the interplay between masculine and feminine energies, explaining how embracing and understanding these energies is crucial for personal growth and fulfilling relationships. For Deida, masculine and feminine energies are not strictly tied to biological sex, but are rather distinct forces that exist within all people, regardless of gender. Both men and women possess both energies to varying degrees, and understanding how they manifest within us can enhance our personal lives, relationships, and our ability to navigate the world. At the core of this discussion is the idea of polarity, how masculine and feminine energies interact in ways that can either create harmony and attraction or, when misunderstood, lead to frustration and disconnection. Deida emphasizes that, while both energies are essential for a balanced life, their expression often creates a natural tension between them, which, if properly understood and respected, can lead to growth, passion, and deeper intimacy. He stresses that the relationship between masculine and feminine energies is the key to understanding how men can lead their lives in the most authentic and empowering way. Masculine energy, according to Deida, is defined by direction, focus, clarity, and action. It is rooted in purpose and is driven by the desire to achieve goals and accomplish tasks. The masculine principle is to penetrate, to create, and to transform. Masculine energy thrives on purpose, which provides a sense of structure and clarity. When a man is connected to his masculine energy, he feels grounded and confident in the direction he is headed in life. His actions are driven by a clear sense of why he is doing what he is doing. This masculine energy is not simply about external success, but about an inner commitment to purpose. The masculine force is what allows a man to commit to a vision, regardless of the challenges he might face along the way. It provides the strength to stay focused and determined, creating order from chaos. This sense of direction is deeply empowering. It allows a man to navigate life's complexities with clarity and to remain strong in the face of obstacles. For the superior man, embracing his masculine energy means that he is connected to his deeper mission in life, and he allows his purpose to guide his every decision. He is not easily distracted by the ephemeral pleasures of the world, as his focus is anchored in a larger goal. This commitment to purpose gives him the strength to overcome the challenges of life and to persist, even when faced with difficulty or adversity. Masculine energy is about creating something lasting, whether through work, relationships, or personal growth. It is rooted in the essence of providing direction and ensuring that life moves forward with intention. On the other hand, feminine energy is characterized by flow, receptivity, creativity, and emotional depth. Where the masculine is about direction and purpose, the feminine is about openness, experience, and connection. Feminine energy is grounded in the present moment and is deeply attuned to the emotional currents that flow through life. It is expansive and embraces uncertainty, seeing it as an opportunity for growth and transformation. Feminine energy is the energy of intuition, sensitivity, and connection to the emotional fabric of life. It is about being deeply connected to one's inner world and allowing emotions to rise and fall freely. In relationships, feminine energy can be seen as the energy of nurturing, care, and compassion. It is about embracing the mystery of life and letting go of control. When a person connects with their feminine energy, they are free to experience the full spectrum of emotions without the need to suppress or judge them. They are open to the flow of life, understanding that each moment holds the potential for discovery and transformation. While masculine energy is associated with external direction, feminine energy is concerned with internal experience. It is not focused on achieving something in the future, but rather in immersing oneself fully in the present. This openness to the moment and to emotional experiences creates depth in relationships, as the feminine energy allows for a profound level of connection with others. A woman, when fully in touch with her feminine energy, brings warmth, nurturing, and a sense of creativity to those around her. Deida emphasizes that the dynamic between masculine and feminine energies creates what he refers to as polarity, a magnetic force that draws people together and creates intimacy. This polarity is vital for the vitality of a relationship. In heterosexual relationships, this often plays out in the traditional sense where a man embodies masculine energy and a woman embodies feminine energy. However, Deida suggests that, regardless of gender, every individual has access to both energies. The key to a fulfilling relationship is not the simple dichotomy of gender roles, but the interplay of these energies. When a man and woman come together in a relationship, the masculine and feminine energies create a dynamic where both partners are drawn to each other, not through sameness, but through difference. For the man to feel alive and purposeful, he must stay grounded in his masculine energy, his sense of direction, focus, and commitment to his purpose. In turn, for the woman to feel nurtured and loved, she must remain connected to her feminine energy, which allows her to flow, express emotions, and feel seen and heard. This polarity creates a dynamic of tension that is essential for intimacy. Just as a battery has two opposing charges, the magnetic attraction between masculine and feminine energies fuels the emotional and sexual connection. Without this polarity, Deida argues, relationships become stale and passion diminishes. When both partners become too similar, when the man becomes too passive or the woman too directive, this magnetic attraction fades, leading to frustration and a lack of intimacy. Deida points out that many men today struggle with understanding and embodying their masculine energy. Modern society often places an emphasis on emotional expression and egalitarian relationships, which can dilute the distinct qualities of both energies. In an effort to fit into societal expectations, many men suppress their natural assertiveness, ambition, and purpose-driven qualities. They may become passive, indecisive, or disconnected from their deeper mission in life. Women, on the other hand, may become more dominant or masculine in their approach to life, which leads to a breakdown in the natural polarity that is crucial for attraction. Deida also explains that one of the most powerful aspects of feminine energy is receptivity. For a man to fully embody his masculine energy, he must be able to offer his strength, direction, and purpose to a woman who is open and receptive to it. The feminine's ability to be receptive, to listen, feel, and support, is the key to creating a nurturing environment where both energies can thrive. The superior man understands that his role is not to control or dominate, but to provide leadership through the clarity of his purpose, while the feminine responds with an openness and depth that nourishes the relationship. This receptivity is not about passivity or weakness. Rather, it is about creating a space for emotional and spiritual growth. The feminine's ability to surrender, whether emotionally, sexually, or spiritually, is an expression of strength. It requires immense trust, vulnerability, and a deep sense of security. A woman can only surrender to the man's direction and leadership if she feels emotionally safe and supported. When the man is deeply anchored in his masculine energy, offering clarity, direction, and commitment to his purpose, the feminine energy responds by expanding and creating space for love and connection. This dynamic is essential for a passionate and harmonious relationship. One of the more complex aspects of masculine and feminine energy is the way emotions are expressed and handled in relationships. Deida argues that masculine energy, in its purest form, is not focused on emotional expression, but rather on providing stability and direction. The superior man remains calm in the face of emotional storms, whether his own or his partner's. This does not mean that the man suppresses his emotions, but that he handles them with maturity and understanding. He provides a steady anchor in the relationship, offering a foundation upon which the feminine can express herself fully. For the woman, emotional expression is an essential part of her feminine energy. Deida stresses that men should not attempt to fix a woman's emotional state. Instead, they should offer support by simply being present, listening, and offering compassion. The feminine energy needs space to express itself freely, and this expression is not a sign of weakness, but of strength. In relationships, it is crucial for both partners to understand that their emotional needs and expressions come from different places. Men must not try to diminish or fix the emotional fluctuations of their partners, but rather create an environment in which these fluctuations can be safely expressed and understood. Deida's exploration of masculine and feminine energies is deeply transformative for those seeking to create balance and harmony in their lives. By understanding the distinct qualities of each energy, we can learn to embrace the flow of life and the dynamics of our relationships more fully. The key to a fulfilling relationship is not about suppressing one's natural energy or forcing oneself to fit into rigid gender roles, but about embracing the authentic expression of both masculine and feminine energies within oneself and one's partner. By maintaining this polarity, we can experience deeper connection, passion, and growth, both individually and in our relationships. Ultimately, the way of the superior man is about aligning oneself with the natural rhythms of these energies, allowing both the masculine and feminine to coexist in a harmonious and fulfilling dance. Chapter 3. Mastering Intimacy. David Deida explores the concept of intimacy in a profound and transformative way, emphasizing how understanding intimacy can lead to deeper relationships and personal growth. He sees intimacy as more than just physical closeness or emotional bonding. It is a powerful force that influences every aspect of one's life. Mastering intimacy, according to Deida, is about cultivating a deep understanding of oneself and one's partner, learning how to connect on a soul-deep level, and aligning one's own energy with the energy of the relationship. At the heart of Deida's approach to mastering intimacy is the idea that intimacy is not just about merging with another person, but about the continuous flow of energy and presence that you bring to the relationship. The deeper you go into the practice of intimacy, the more you learn to transcend your own fears, insecurities, and limitations. The concept of intimacy, as Deida presents it, calls for both the masculine and feminine energies to work together, complementing each other in such a way that both individuals feel fully seen, loved, and supported. For men, mastering intimacy requires embracing vulnerability. Deida believes that the masculine energy often carries a fear of emotional exposure, driven by the desire to protect oneself and avoid emotional pain. This fear can create a barrier to true intimacy. A man who is afraid of being vulnerable will often withdraw emotionally, creating distance in his relationship. This emotional withdrawal can manifest in various ways: through workaholism, shutting down during emotional conversations, or avoiding physical intimacy. A man who is committed to mastering intimacy, however, understands that vulnerability is a gateway to a deeper connection with his partner. By allowing himself to be open and emotionally available, He invites true intimacy into the relationship. The act of being vulnerable requires immense courage, as it involves letting go of the defenses that we often build to protect ourselves from hurt. However, vulnerability does not mean weakness. Rather, it is an act of strength. When a man allows himself to fully feel his emotions and share them with his partner, he opens up a channel of trust and connection. This is not only empowering for him, but it also creates a space where his partner can do the same. This mutual vulnerability forms the foundation of deep intimacy. For women, mastering intimacy involves embracing their feminine energy, which thrives on emotional expression and connection. In Deida's view, women have a unique ability to cultivate intimacy because of their emotional depth and sensitivity. However, for intimacy to be fully realized, the woman must feel safe to express herself freely. This safety comes from the man's ability to hold space for her, allowing her to flow emotionally without fear of judgment or rejection. When a woman feels emotionally safe, she can fully immerse herself in the relationship, offering her love, passion, and creativity. The challenge for many women, however, is to maintain their sense of femininity in the face of modern pressures. Society often encourages women to take on masculine traits, assertiveness, control, and independence, which can sometimes hinder the flow of feminine energy and intimacy. Mastering intimacy, for women, means allowing their natural vulnerability to be expressed, even when the world around them might encourage emotional detachment. It involves surrendering to the flow of the relationship, trusting that their emotional needs will be met without having to control or manipulate the dynamic. Deida also emphasizes the importance of the masculine and feminine polarity in intimacy. Polarity, the attraction between masculine and feminine energies, creates the emotional and sexual charge that is essential for deep intimacy. Deida explains that when both partners are aligned with their core energies, when the man is grounded in his masculinity and the woman is rooted in her femininity, intimacy flows effortlessly. This polarity is not something that can be forced, but something that must be nurtured and cultivated. The man must stay true to his purpose and direction in life, while the woman must stay open to the experience of the relationship, allowing her emotions to flow freely. For intimacy to truly flourish, both partners must understand that their connection is not just about fulfilling each other's emotional or physical needs, but about deepening their understanding of one another's souls. This involves listening not just with the ears, but with the heart. It requires being present in every moment and willing to step beyond one's own limitations in order to fully meet the other person. Mastering intimacy, then, is not a static goal, but an ongoing process of growth, learning, and mutual support. Deida also addresses how intimacy is deeply connected to sexual energy. In many ways, sexual energy is the most direct expression of intimacy. However, for true intimacy to manifest through sex, both partners must be willing to open up to each other on a profound level. This requires not just physical openness, but emotional and spiritual openness as well. The masculine energy in the man must remain strong and grounded, while the feminine energy in the woman must be fluid and receptive. This combination of strength and receptivity creates a space where both partners can merge and experience the deep connection that is at the heart of intimacy. In his discussion of sexual intimacy, Deida stresses that the superior man is not focused solely on pleasure or performance, but on the experience of connection with his partner. He understands that sexual intimacy is about more than just physical release. It is about transcending the ego and merging with the other person on a deep level. In this sense, sexual intimacy is a spiritual practice, a way of connecting to something greater than oneself. The superior man brings a sense of purpose and presence to his sexual interactions, knowing that intimacy is about far more than just satisfying desires. It is about sharing energy, creating connection, and deepening the bond between partners. Deida also speaks about the importance of presence in the cultivation of intimacy. Presence is the ability to be fully here, now with your partner, without distraction or emotional withdrawal. It is the opposite of being lost in thoughts about the past or the future. When both partners are present, they are able to tune into each other's needs, desires, and emotions. They can listen deeply, respond authentically, and share their energy freely. Presence is the key to emotional depth, as it allows both individuals to truly feel each other in every moment. In relationships where both partners practice presence, intimacy flourishes because each person feels truly seen, heard, and valued. Another key element in mastering intimacy is the ability to handle conflict. Deida acknowledges that no relationship is free from tension or disagreement. However, he emphasizes that conflict does not have to destroy intimacy. In fact, it can strengthen it. The superior man is able to handle conflict with maturity, using it as an opportunity for growth and deeper connection. Rather than retreating or becoming defensive, he remains present and engaged, listening to his partner's perspective and expressing his own feelings with clarity and respect. This approach to conflict is deeply intimate because it creates a space for both partners to be vulnerable and honest with each other. Ultimately, mastering intimacy is about understanding that a relationship is a journey, not a destination. It requires ongoing effort, self-awareness, and a willingness to grow. Both partners must be committed to showing up authentically, embracing vulnerability, and creating a safe space for the other person to do the same. It is about surrendering the need for control and allowing the relationship to unfold naturally. Through this process, both partners can experience the depth of connection and love that is possible when intimacy is fully embraced. As Deida suggests, mastering intimacy is not just about deepening your connection with your partner. It is also about deepening your connection to yourself and to the divine. It is through this deep, unguarded connection with another that true love and fulfillment emerge. Chapter 4. Overcoming Fear and Resistance. In this section, David Deida explores how fear and resistance are often the most significant barriers that prevent individuals, particularly men, from realizing their true potential and embracing their authentic selves. Overcoming these obstacles is crucial for personal growth, meaningful relationships, and a life aligned with purpose. Fear and resistance are natural parts of being human, but they can often hold people back from pursuing their deepest desires, expressing their truth, and engaging in a kind of intimacy and connection that is essential for a fulfilling life. Deida identifies fear and resistance as forces that block the flow of energy and prevent men from living at their fullest potential. These forces can manifest in various forms: emotional, psychological, or physical. They might appear as anxiety, procrastination, self-doubt, or avoidance behaviors. Fear and resistance often arise when men are confronted with situations that require them to step outside of their comfort zone, whether it's in their personal lives, relationships, or career paths. Deida encourages men to confront these feelings directly rather than allow them to dictate their behavior. The root of fear, according to Deida, is often the fear of vulnerability. Men may feel the need to protect themselves from emotional pain or rejection, leading them to suppress their emotions, avoid intimacy, or resist fully engaging in life. This protection mechanism may stem from societal conditioning that encourages men to suppress their feelings and avoid showing weakness. The fear of being vulnerable often results in emotional isolation, preventing men from experiencing deep and meaningful connections with others. Vulnerability, however, is not a weakness. It is the doorway to deeper intimacy and self-realization. The superior man, Deida argues, learns to face this fear of vulnerability head-on and embraces the discomfort that comes with opening up emotionally. To overcome fear and resistance, Deida suggests that men must first understand the nature of these forces. Fear and resistance are not inherently bad or negative. They're simply responses to situations that feel threatening or uncomfortable. These emotions are part of the human experience, but they do not have to control one's actions. Recognizing this distinction is the first step in overcoming them. By understanding that fear and resistance are natural reactions to change or growth, men can learn to move through them rather than being held captive by them. One way to overcome fear is by taking action despite the fear. Deida emphasizes that the act of moving forward, even when afraid, is what helps to dissolve the power of fear. Rather than waiting for fear to disappear before taking action, the superior man moves forward regardless of how he feels. This means doing what needs to be done, even if there is discomfort or uncertainty involved. Action breeds confidence and strength. As men face their fears and take bold actions in the face of resistance, they begin to realize that their fears were often exaggerated or unfounded. With each step, they grow more comfortable with discomfort and learn to trust themselves and their ability to navigate challenging situations. Resistance, like fear, is another force that can prevent personal growth. It often manifests as procrastination, avoidance, or self-sabotage. Resistance arises when a man is faced with something that requires a significant change in behavior, mindset, or habits. It could be the resistance to changing old patterns or facing uncomfortable truths about oneself. Resistance can also show up when a man is on the verge of a breakthrough, making it even more important to push through it rather than retreat. Deida teaches that the superior man must learn to recognize resistance for what it is, a sign that growth is imminent. When resistance arises, it often signals that the individual is on the edge of expanding beyond their old limitations. One of the key aspects of overcoming resistance is developing the discipline to stay committed to one's goals and values, even in the face of challenges. Deida advocates for a mindset that prioritizes purpose over comfort. The superior man does not shy away from hard work or difficult situations. Rather, he views them as opportunities for growth. He knows that overcoming resistance is a necessary part of the journey toward fulfilling his true potential. Whether it's pushing through emotional discomfort, working toward a challenging career goal, or showing up fully in a relationship, overcoming resistance requires persistence and an unwavering commitment to one's purpose. In the context of relationships, fear and resistance can manifest in avoidance of emotional intimacy or a reluctance to confront difficult issues. Many men, especially those who are not in touch with their emotional needs, may resist vulnerability and avoid deep emotional connections. This resistance creates a barrier between the partners, preventing the relationship from reaching its full potential. The superior man, Deida argues, must face this resistance and be willing to engage with his partner on an emotional level, even when it feels uncomfortable or frightening. The more a man resists intimacy, the more he distances himself from the love and connection that he desires. Overcoming this resistance requires courage, emotional openness, and the willingness to take risks in the relationship. It is in the spaces of vulnerability and emotional risk that intimacy flourishes. Deida also addresses the importance of confronting the fear of failure. Many men fear failure because they associate it with shame, inadequacy, or loss of respect. This fear can prevent them from taking risks, trying new things, or pursuing their dreams. However, Deida encourages the superior man to view failure not as something to be feared, but as a necessary part of growth. Failure, in Deida's view, is not a reflection of one's worth as a person, but an opportunity to learn and evolve. The superior man understands that in order to reach his highest potential, he must be willing to fail and learn from his mistakes. It is through failure that he gains valuable insights, becomes more resilient, and develops the strength necessary to succeed in the future. One of the most powerful tools in overcoming fear and resistance is developing a strong sense of purpose. Purpose, according to Deida, is the compass that guides a man through life. When a man is aligned with his purpose, fear and resistance lose their power over him. Purpose provides clarity and direction, helping him stay focused even when faced with obstacles. It is through purpose that a man finds the motivation to push through discomfort, take risks, and face the unknown. Deida emphasizes that a man must not only discover his purpose, but also live in alignment with it. This means making choices that reflect his deepest values and aspirations, even when it is difficult. When a man is clear on his purpose, fear and resistance become mere distractions that he can easily overcome in pursuit of his goals. Deida also discusses the importance of acceptance in overcoming fear and resistance. Rather than fighting against these emotions, the superior man learns to accept them as part of the human experience. Acceptance does not mean resignation or passivity. Rather, it means acknowledging the presence of fear and resistance without allowing them to control behavior. When a man accepts his fears, he is no longer afraid of them. He is able to move through them with grace, knowing that they do not define him or limit his potential. This acceptance allows him to face life's challenges with equanimity and confidence. In conclusion, overcoming fear and resistance is central to the process of becoming the superior man. These forces are natural responses to the unknown, discomfort, and change, but they do not have to control one's life. Through self-awareness, vulnerability, action, and commitment to purpose, men can transcend fear and resistance, unlocking their full potential. By confronting these challenges directly, the superior man grows stronger, more confident, and more aligned with his authentic self. Overcoming fear and resistance is not an easy path, but it is the path to deep personal transformation and fulfillment. As Deida teaches, only by stepping into the fire of fear and resistance can a man truly become the best version of himself. Chapter 5. The Art of Sexual Energy. In The Art of Sexual Energy, David Deida delves into the concept of sexual energy, seeing it not just as a physical act, but as a powerful force that permeates every aspect of life, especially intimacy and personal growth. Deida explores how sexual energy can be harnessed, understood, and expressed in a way that fosters deeper connection and higher levels of fulfillment. For Deida, sexual energy is not confined to mere desire or pleasure, but is a life force, a creative energy that can fuel one's purpose, enhance relationships, and serve as a tool for self-realization. The first important concept Deida introduces is that sexual energy should be understood as more than just an urge for physical satisfaction. It is an inherent energy that can be cultivated, refined, and directed. Sexual energy, Deida argues, is closely tied to the concept of polarity between the masculine and feminine energies. This polarity is the dynamic of attraction that is essential for both sexual intimacy and the deeper connection between partners. He describes this polarity as the interplay between the masculine energy of giving, presence, and direction, and the feminine energy of receptivity, flow, and emotional expression. According to Deida, when both partners align with their core energies, when the man embodies his masculine energy and the woman her feminine energy, sexual energy flows effortlessly. This flow is not just about physical attraction or sexual release, but about a deep spiritual connection that transcends the act of sex itself. The superior man, as Deida describes him, does not see sexual energy as something that is simply expended during sex. He sees it as a powerful resource that can be directed toward personal development, creativity, and intimacy. This understanding allows men to experience a more profound and lasting satisfaction from their sexual experiences. Sexual energy also has the potential to create a spiritual connection between partners. When approached with presence and intention, sexual energy becomes a sacred act, a form of union that goes beyond the physical realm. Deida teaches that sex can be a way of transcending the ego, allowing individuals to connect with something greater than themselves. In a relationship where both partners are conscious of their sexual energy, this dynamic can become a practice of deep connection and mutual growth. Deida refers to this as the cultivation of the art of sexual energy. Rather than viewing sex merely as a source of pleasure or gratification, the superior man sees it as an opportunity to merge with his partner on a deeper level, to share energy, and to experience the flow of life itself. A key element of mastering sexual energy is learning how to channel it effectively. For many men, sexual energy can be easily dissipated or misdirected. Deida highlights how men often allow sexual energy to be spent impulsively or passively, leading to frustration or a sense of emptiness. In these cases, men might be overly focused on achieving orgasm or performing for their partner, rather than experiencing the full depth of the moment. This kind of mindless release of sexual energy leaves both partners unfulfilled and disconnected. Deida urges the superior man to take a more conscious approach to sexual energy. Rather than being driven by a need for release, he suggests that men should learn how to control and redirect their sexual energy. One of the ways to do this is through practices that build awareness and presence during sexual experiences, such as slowing down, breathing deeply, and being fully present with one's partner. By focusing on the energy exchange between the two individuals rather than on physical satisfaction alone, both partners can experience the full intensity of sexual energy without rushing toward the end goal. Deida explains that when a man is able to control his sexual energy, he can also experience a deeper level of intimacy with his partner. Instead of being focused on his own pleasure, the superior man is attuned to the needs and desires of his partner, and he directs his energy toward their shared experience. In this way, sexual energy becomes a tool for deepening the bond between partners and creating a profound connection that goes beyond the superficial aspects of sex. The energy exchange between two people is sacred, and when both partners are fully engaged and present, the act of sex can become an expression of love, creativity, and unity. This control of sexual energy also plays a vital role in a man's own personal development. Deida emphasizes that men should learn to channel their sexual energy into their purpose and creative endeavors. Instead of allowing it to dissipate or become a source of distraction, the superior man can use this energy to fuel his passion, his work, and his life mission. The energy that is often wasted in short-term pleasure can, when cultivated and redirected, become a powerful source of vitality and inspiration. Deida encourages men to approach their work and their purpose with the same presence and intensity they bring to sexual energy. In doing so, they can live a more fulfilling, passionate life, where sexual energy is no longer a source of distraction or frustration, but a guiding force. While Deida places significant emphasis on the cultivation and redirection of sexual energy, he also acknowledges the importance of expressing it fully and freely within the context of a relationship. He teaches that sexual energy is meant to be shared with others, particularly with a romantic partner. Sexual intimacy can serve as a form of communication, allowing both individuals to express their love, desire, and passion in a nonverbal way. This expression is not limited to the physical aspects of sex, but includes emotional and spiritual communication as well. The superior man recognizes that by sharing sexual energy with his partner, he creates a space for mutual growth and deeper understanding. He doesn't view sexual connection as a one-way street, but as a two-way exchange, where both partners contribute to and receive from the experience. Another aspect of mastering sexual energy involves understanding the ebb and flow of sexual dynamics in a relationship. Deida explains that the sexual connection between a man and a woman is deeply tied to the overall energy and polarity in the relationship. At times, the sexual energy will be intense and magnetic, while at other times, it may feel more subdued or distant. These fluctuations are a natural part of any relationship, and Deida stresses that it is important not to try to force or manipulate sexual energy. Instead, the superior man learns to be attuned to the natural rhythms of the relationship and the dynamic between him and his partner. By staying present and open to these changes, he can continue to create a healthy, vibrant sexual connection that deepens over time. The superior man also recognizes that sexual energy is not always about having sex. It is about being alive, being present, and being connected to the flow of life. When a man is able to connect with his sexual energy in this broader sense, he becomes more attuned to his own vitality and his sense of purpose. He can then take this energy and apply it to every aspect of his life, from his work to his relationships to his personal growth. Sexual energy becomes a fundamental part of his being, rather than a separate or isolated experience. For Deida, Mastering sexual energy is not just about achieving personal pleasure or satisfaction. It is about understanding and embracing the full scope of one's life force. When sexual energy is treated as a sacred, transformative force, it becomes a pathway to greater intimacy, deeper connection, and personal fulfillment. It is through the mastery of sexual energy that the superior man is able to live a life aligned with his highest purpose, continuously growing, creating, and sharing love with those around him. Sexual energy is, in essence, a reflection of the vitality and potential that exists within every man. And when understood and cultivated, it becomes a powerful tool for living a deeply connected and purposeful life. Chapter 6. Serving the World with Love. In this section, author explores the concept of serving the world with love, which forms a crucial aspect of living a purposeful, fulfilled life. Serving the world is not just about offering material goods, performing tasks, or fulfilling obligations. It is about offering your deepest energy, your fullest presence, and your true self to the world in a way that is both aligned with your purpose and infused with love. For the superior man, this service is not a mere act of charity or duty, but an integral part of his mission in life. It is the embodiment of his deepest desires and is central to his sense of meaning and fulfillment. Deida explains that every man has a unique purpose or mission in life, a calling that arises from the depths of his being. This mission, often referred to as a man's edge, is the deepest expression of his essence, the core of who he is, and it is often tied to his ability to love and serve the world. This service is not driven by a desire for approval, fame, or success, but by a profound internal calling to offer what he has to others. It is a deep, internal longing to contribute to the world in a meaningful way that resonates with the individual's higher purpose. Serving the world with love requires a man to recognize that he is not separate from the world around him. The superior man understands that he is part of a greater whole and that his service is a reflection of his connection to that whole. His ability to give to others, to contribute to the well-being of the world, and to serve with love is an extension of his sense of unity with the universe. It is through this service that the man lives his highest purpose and makes the greatest impact on the world. Deida asserts that service to the world should come from a place of authenticity. A man must learn to serve in a way that is deeply aligned with his true self, not simply out of duty or obligation. This is a crucial distinction because serving from a place of obligation or expectation leads to resentment, burnout, and a sense of emptiness. On the other hand, serving from the depths of one's being, out of a love for what one is doing and a love for the people one is serving, creates a profound sense of joy and satisfaction. This love-infused service is what truly transforms both the individual and the world around him. A key part of serving the world with love is recognizing that true service is not about receiving validation or reward. Many people in the world are motivated by the desire for recognition, financial gain, or external approval. However, Deida teaches that these external rewards are fleeting and ultimately unfulfilling. The superior man knows that the highest form of service comes when he is focused on giving without attachment to the outcome. His motivation is not driven by the need for recognition or the desire to be seen as a hero, but by a deep love for others and a passion for his work. Serving with love also means transcending the ego. The ego often gets in the way of true service by creating a sense of separation between the individual and the world. When a man is driven by ego, he may serve others to gain something for himself, whether it's status, power, or approval. However, when he serves with love, he transcends the ego's need for validation and gives freely, without attachment to his personal gain. This kind of selfless service is what ultimately leads to fulfillment because it connects the man to the deeper currents of life. The superior man's ability to serve the world is also closely tied to his ability to love himself. It may sound paradoxical, but serving the world with love starts with loving oneself. A man must first develop a deep sense of self-love and self-acceptance in order to authentically serve others. When a man is disconnected from himself, or struggles with feelings of inadequacy, his service to the world will be incomplete. He may give, but it will not come from a place of wholeness and deep fulfillment. Deida teaches that a man must first embrace his own being and recognize his worth before he can truly serve others with love. In addition to self-love, the superior man also understands the importance of developing a sense of purpose. Deida argues that a man must live in alignment with his deepest desires, his unique vision of life, and his sense of mission. This purpose provides the foundation for his service to the world. When a man is connected to his purpose, he is able to give from a place of inspiration and vitality. He is not merely going through the motions of life, but is fully alive, contributing to the world in a way that is meaningful and powerful. His service to the world is not a burden, but a natural outflow of his commitment to his purpose. Deida further explores the importance of commitment when it comes to serving the world. A man's commitment to his purpose and to serving others must be unwavering. This commitment involves a deep dedication to living a life that reflects his values and his highest potential. For the superior man, service is not something that is done in a half-hearted way or when it is convenient. It is an all-encompassing devotion to the greater good, to the fulfillment of his purpose, and to the well-being of those around him. This commitment is what allows him to stay focused, even in the face of challenges or setbacks. It is this level of dedication that transforms ordinary actions into profound acts of love and service. At the heart of serving the world with love is the understanding that true service is transformative. When a man serves from a place of love, it has a ripple effect. His actions inspire others to do the same, creating a chain reaction of kindness, compassion, and service. This is not just about helping others in a physical or material way, but about spreading love and raising the vibration of the entire world. Deida teaches that when a man serves with love, he is not just offering something to the world. He is also receiving something in return. This exchange is part of the interconnectedness of life, where each act of service adds to the collective well-being. Serving with love also means recognizing that there are many forms of service. Deida does not limit service to grand gestures or acts of charity. Sometimes, the greatest service comes from the simple acts of kindness and attention that one offers to others. It may be the way a man listens to his partner, the way he supports a friend, or the way he shows up for his community. Service can also be found in the way a man shows up in his work, pouring love and energy into his craft, no matter how mundane or large it may seem. The superior man sees every action, no matter how small, as an opportunity to serve and love the world. Finally, Deida emphasizes that serving the world with love is not always easy. It requires courage, vulnerability, and a willingness to step beyond one's comfort zone. The act of serving with love often demands that a man confront his fears, insecurities, and doubts. But it is through this process of growth and transformation that a man finds his deepest fulfillment. The journey of serving the world with love is not a linear one, but a dynamic process that involves continual self-reflection, growth, and evolution. It is a lifelong practice that shapes and refines a man's character, purpose, and impact on the world. In conclusion, serving the world with love, according to the way of the superior man, is an essential element of living a life of fulfillment and purpose. It is not about seeking validation or external rewards, but about offering one's deepest gifts to the world with authenticity, love, and commitment. The superior man serves not because it is expected of him, but because it is an expression of who he is at the core. It is through this service that he finds his highest expression, connects with others, and contributes to the collective well-being of the world. Conclusion. This book provides a profound roadmap for men to live a life of purpose, authenticity, and love. David Deida's teachings are centered around the idea that a man's highest calling is to serve the world with love, and that this service must come from a place of deep alignment with his true self. Serving the world with love is not about seeking validation, gaining approval, or fulfilling societal expectations. Rather, It is about offering one's gifts, energy, and presence with authenticity, untainted by ego or selfish desires. It is an expression of a man's connection to the universe, his deepest purpose, and his highest values. To serve with love, a man must first understand his unique purpose in life and remain committed to that purpose, no matter the challenges or distractions that may arise. This alignment with purpose creates a sense of direction and fulfillment that guides his actions, both in his work and in his relationships. By letting go of ego-driven motives and focusing on selflessness, a man can offer his love and energy freely, creating lasting, meaningful connections with others and contributing to the greater good. Deida's teachings also emphasize the importance of continuous self-growth and the need to stay emotionally and spiritually aligned in order to serve authentically. The superior man is constantly evolving, refining his understanding of himself and his place in the world. As he grows, his ability to serve becomes more impactful, and his love for others becomes more profound. Serving with love is not about grand gestures, but about living each moment with presence, authenticity, and a genuine desire to contribute to the world in meaningful ways. In the end, serving the world with love is not just about making a difference in the lives of others. It is about finding deep fulfillment and purpose for oneself. It is through this selfless act of giving that a man discovers his true potential and becomes a powerful force for positive change in the world. The journey to serving with love is not easy, but it is a path that leads to the highest form of self-actualization, where a man's life becomes a reflection of his truest, most authentic self. If you found this summary insightful and resonated with the ideas presented in The Way of the Superior Man, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content that explores profound and transformative ideas for living a meaningful life. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on this concept of serving the world with love and how you apply it in your life. Keep striving to live with purpose, and remember, every action you take from a place of love and authenticity makes a difference. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.